Hello, welcome back to Funtime Crafts 24/7. This is a project share video, and what I'm sharing with you are the last few pages of the Crop at Home, the Anna Griffin Crop at Home 4 event. The last few pages of my album, and oh my heavens, what a jam-packed 3-day event. And today was exactly the same as the last two, full of crafty fun and lots of techniques, and came away with a finished album for today. And then to top it all off, a super fun crafty sale where we got to indulge in so many fabulous items on sale, including the next event, which is the Create 10, which is in November 8th, 9th, and 10th, or something like that. She said the dates. I can't remember what they are, but it is in November at like kind of the beginning. And so we were able to purchase our tickets early and start getting our minds wrapped around and prepared for that event. I didn't even want to think about it. I am so tired. But I did want to get on here and share with you the last few pages and then everything into the album. And oh my heavens, I don't even know if it's all gonna fit in the album. The album is only 1.5 inches thick, and my page has got to be like a foot tall by the time it's all said and done. But let me share the pages with you, and then I'll put them in the album, and then we'll get to see it all together. So this was the first class that we did out of the Virginia collection, and it was a lot of cutting techniques, far as cutting frames out in the different sizes and things. And then we did some mitering of the borders, cutting them in half and things like that. And I did mine a little bit differently. This wasn't even the color that they used. I was going to do a mock-up version, like a test version. But then I realized that I actually cut the borders. I didn't think we were using them. And then when I went back and looked, at the examples, oh darn, we are using those. So I ended up having to keep these, which I'm super happy I did, because I think they came out absolutely beautiful. I just ended up keeping these pages and the technique. I toned down the flowers quite a lot, so that way you could see all the handiwork with the cutting techniques that we did, and thought it just helped to enhance and bring home the technique that we learned. So still did kind of a shadow box effect, still popped up the layers of the different things that we cut out. And then the other thing I did is for contrast, I utilized some of the ivory cardstock that came in the sleeves in the album, and did that faux frame enlarging technique. Well, I cut mine diagonally and stretched them, embellished the corners to make it look like it was a fairly seamless transition. Like you couldn't tell like this was a nether layer. But in reality, it's split on the diagonal and then embellished on the corner, so you can't tell that it's two pieces. And but anyways, I thought the ivory cardstock was just a nice contrast and really helped to set the page off. So this is my version, and I just made, so then instead of using all the pieces on one page, and I cut all my frames in different sizes and all the way down to really small, so I could utilize layering them in different ways on the 2 pages. That's how I got mine to be how they are, and utilize the different portions on each of the pages. But I think this just came out so pretty, and the blue is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm not sad that I used this one instead of the green, although the green was absolutely beautiful too. It was a good mistake. Not knowing that we were actually using these on a different one. So I'm not sad about that. I think it came out really pretty, because the blue borders were actually supposed to be on this double layout. And I was like, oh no, but that's okay. I still think that these came out really pretty. And these pages are almost identical. They're very, very similar to what we were supposed to originally create. And I love these layouts. I love everything that we did with the enlarging, making the frame with the borders, enlarging these frames. I did the same thing with this one, stretching it. I cut it on the vertical, not the vertical, the diagonal, and stretched them and then embellished. Actually, I cut it this way and stretched it that way. and then embellish the corners as well. And I think these are just so pretty. The dyes are gorgeous. The paper is beautiful. I just love them. And then this is how theirs was, very similar to this. And that pink card foil cardstock is absolutely gorgeous. I did change some of the flowers primarily because I had a pink border, and thought that it needed the different flowers instead. And I just think these pages are absolutely beautiful. But it's Anna Griffin, so everything is gorgeous. You cannot go wrong. And then this was the third class. Just absolutely beautiful. They had a lot more border layering than I utilized. And by the time I got to this one, I was so tired that I just wanted to keep it simple and in all reality get it done. I did switch the contrast of these two, not contrast, the layers of these two. The gray was supposed to be the outside and the pink was the interior. And I added that pink foil matte layer. And I like the contrast of the pink frames on the cardstock more than the gray. I don't know, for some reason it looked like it all blended together to me. And so I swapped mine up, and I really like how this came out. I love the layout. I love the design of the page. I like how the borders were utilized. And if I had the energy, I would have done all of them. But I didn't. I was tired. So this is the other side. Instead of the 5x7, I did two 4x6s, embellished accordingly since I did change it a little bit. And I can't even remember at this point of what they even were supposed to look like. I just know they're very similar with the borders on the top and the bottom. Theirs just had quite a few more. But that's the third page. And then the ending page, the one that they did in the craft room last night, was one using the faded rose. And I had already put this one together by the time I realized that they did a beautiful waterfall page in the craft room when because I didn't attend it. I just went back and looked on one of the breaks, and it was like, oh, I would have totally done that waterfall one. So I think I'll utilize that technique in another scrapbook album. And I had already made this one, so I think this one is lovely as well. And I wanted to end not on Faded Rose. I wanted to end on the Virginia collection since this was the last one. Otherwise, I would have had to switch the two collections so it all flowed through the album and didn't like go Faded Glory, Virginia, and then end on Faded Glory. I wanted to all be in a cohesive flow, so one going from one to the other. And I think this came out really pretty. So utilize some more of that ivory from the page, the inserts in the scrapbook album pages, and then just a couple of the papers I had left, some pink foil, one of the sentiments, flowers, and a bow. And I think this just came out really, really pretty as well. So I'm very excited, very happy with how all the pages turned out. And so now I want to add them in the album. And you guys can see how gigantic this thing is. Now, I did not have any self-control or any reservations about dimension on the pages. I went full 7 layers of Anna and beyond, and just really had some fun. I wasn't worried about keeping it in this binder. And primarily because I knew it was kind of a ludicrous expectation to keep Anna Griffin's scrapbook pages into 1.5 inches. I can barely keep a card in 1.5 inches, let alone a scrapbook album into 1.5 inches, like 20 pages. That's not going to fly. And I already knew that from get-go. So I was like, I am not even going to go there. We're just going to have some fun and make pretty things. And so that was what I did. So as you can see, this is it's so ridiculous, and I still have all that to put in. It is so crazy. But I bought on one of the last sales 2 Happy albums. The happy, what are these called? It's this one here. This album here was on sale. I think on HSN or on her website. I don't remember, for $25. So I actually picked up 2 of these because Phoebe, this set here, come on now, that goes really nice. Look at those colors. So I picked up 2 of these, and this is where mine are gonna live. And these are the old style postbound albums. So that's where mine is going to permanently live, is in 2 of these. And I think they're going to end up being about 6 inches thick versus the 12 inches in one. And that does not bother me at all. I think this style of album for this type of class, they should probably rethink that. The Wildflower scrapbook album, it has everything included, and it is designed to be flat and to fit into this. These classes were not designed that way. And a point in case is like this one here. Like that is the thickness of this album. Like this is what fits in there, 2 pages. I mean, if you look at the embellishments, and mine are much thinner, like they stack these like double up on foam tape. So the page designs were not made to go in this size of an album. So yeah, I think they should definitely rework it for the crop at home events. They should probably go back to the other style, and the Simply album ones could definitely stay that way because that's how they're designed. But anyways, just my opinion on it. Just my thought. Yeah, I had no idea who thought that was gonna these were gonna stay in 1.5 inches. They were so wishful thinking, or they had one too many mimosas. I don't know. But actually, let me go ahead and get these in their pages and in the album, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's quite fantastic. Hold on. Okay, so if you two are trying to put your pages in your album, the trick of it is to take out half of them. So I went back to like this page here in Faded Glory, took out all of those to the interactive pages. And so then to get them to be in here, you basically have to hold these down gently in the middle there, and then start with these pages. And then you're gonna have to like hold them down as you're gonna have to like hold them down as you're putting them in here. So just like that. Okay, and then we're here like this. And so then we still have these other 3 pages, remember? Okay, so we're still holding it gently. Don't like cram it or anything. So then, okay, so that's this one. Yeah, these are so thick. These interactive ones, just because it's the gatefold style. Okay, and then once you get them, you just kind of push them away from each other, and then close, and then you'll have them. They'll fit, kind of. They're actually stressed on the where they go into on the page insert holes, the punches, but it will do it. But like, oh my heavens, right? how crazy is that? That is just insane, right? That is a lot of layers of Anna right there, right? That is craziness right there. And it won't even, and there's no pictures in it yet. But yeah, I think it's hilarious. I'm not mad at it. That just shows you how much crafty fun we had over the weekend, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and split mine up. I thought you'd get a kick out of that, like, right? Is that really gonna fit? No, it's not. Not even close. And I already knew that, and that's why I was like, I was not even worried about them getting in the album. I mean, this is like all the room you got was that 1.5 inches. that is so silly. I think it's funny. I think it's just comical. It's so like, it's such an unrealistic expectation that it is hilarious. I think it's funny. Like, yeah. It's Anna Griffin, the 7 layers of Anna. It's like the rule. They didn't get the memo. But anyways, so one last look at the pages we did for the last day. Oh my goodness, so much fun was had, and just a great time. An amazing event, and super excited about Crop at Home 10. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what you guys thought of the weekend down in the comments below. Let me know if your album, did all your pages fit? Did you stay on the thinner side? How thick was your album? And did you have as much fun? Thanks so much for hanging out, and until next time, happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.